Hi everyone. So one thing that I'm being called to do and get on here and talk about is my spiritual journey at the moment and what I have been going through. Because one thing about a healer everyone should know is that a healer is quite literally just the step in front of you. That's literally it, with knowledge of actual healing and what you're doing. That's really all there is different for a healer. A lot of people think you need to be on such a high level to do all this, but that's not quite true. You are, as a healer, you're brought the people who are going through what you just went through, or in recent times. Like, there might be something you're going, like you went through this lifetime that they are going through that you can personally help with. That's a healer. That's really what you're looking for in a healer. Someone you connect with, someone in the places before you or after where you are, who knows how to get you through it. And I am gonna share a bit about my past, because in my recent past, because Spirit is saying it's time to actually come out and share my story in my recent stories. If you are not into spirituality and you're not with consciousness, you might want to keep scrolling. Just let you go. Keep on scrolling. If you do not believe into the afterlife and spirits, good, day, and negative, keep scrolling. I am not for you. I am still in a place where spirits have negative and there's positive spirits. And if you know yin and yang, there's going to be a little good in both, so it equals out eventually. But it's still prominent either way. So, in recent healings, I have gone with Mary Magdalene, has been a big teacher. Mother Mary's been a big teacher for me. Jesus has really been coming through. Michael has really been doing a lot. And how do you say it? Raphael? I'm realizing the two different angels I've put together. The one for justice. It's like Raguel. Just thought people were mixing up Raphael. Clearly that's something I need to learn about. My angels. But here I am, blabbering, not getting the story, even in my emotional support clip. So, one thing you should know, I have been essayed, trigger warning, a bit late, multiple times in my life, way too many I like to account for. And I love my father, but he really made it seem like it was my fault. I should have learned better. I shouldn't have trusted people. And then my mother quite literally went up to one of my boyfriends that did that, and apparently told him she believes him, which is really messed up. And I found that out from friends. And you would think I wouldn't believe that, but my mom has sabotaged me more than once in my lifetime. And I've cut her off. And it's a lot. And it's coming forward suppressed memories in the last 2 years. Now that I'm in a secure, safe place and cutting ties with people it would involve. And it's like really hard to talk about because anyone who's been a survivor knows that it's just something hard to go through. And to have outside influences that supposedly love you go through the emotions I did, and finding out the people I was closest to or thought I was closest to and like seemed to have an attachment for was for the wrong reasons. Getting suppressed memories back is something that will knock you on your butt, especially when it's survival related, because it comes at the worst moments. It comes from you being triggered. And there's no way to not be triggered. No, Spirit's gonna trigger you. Spirit's gonna trigger you to bring it up so you can heal it. That's so fun. And it's very hard to talk about. I'm being really truthful with you, but Spirit's telling me over and over again, I need to get out there and tell my stories. And so I'm gonna start this little segment where I tell you a little bit about my past and my stories. I recently found out that my line, my family line, my matriarchal line has been cursed by the own men, forcing the curse upon the women. My great-grandfather found out the hard way, and he's the one who's been coming to me, downloading this, like him and his wife at the time, because they wanted it to end. My grandfather's hand, great-grandfather's hand, was forced to make a deal with the goat. Protect the land and sacrifice the women's energy. We always knew the women had strong energy. Little did we know how strong. Strong enough to sacrifice and still be alive. That sounds crazy if you don't know spirituality, you don't know or have the same beliefs. A lot of people, this is a very confrontational one people can be getting on, so if you want to fight about it, keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. And finding this out, I cut ties. I found out that the spirit was pretending to be an elemental. Yeah, an elemental. And I'm pretty sure subconsciously I knew, because I didn't get the totem they wanted. I was like, nah, that's like the least of my worries. Because I'm like, you gonna protect my house because you made a deal with my great-grandfather? Seems legit for an elemental, if you know an elemental. Yeah, for a lower being than that, you know there's a big price. There is a big price. And a big thing I'm going to say right now is say no to the goat. I'm quite literally making a t-shirt about it. Say no to the goat. And I quite literally had to get rid of that curse. I am just very glad that I've had the ability, and Spirit put me in the ability to get rid of it. And when I got married, that was the big shift. That was the big shift of what happened. Because it diluted the Spirit's control to the point they could finally send me the download. They could finally tell me what the heck was going on. And let me tell you, when you get that kind of download and you're getting these visions all suddenly, you literally are knocked on your butt. You're like, if you're lucky, you're like, whoa, I have to sit down a minute. This is the kind of stuff that's like, oh. And luckily, I've been around, like, spiritual people, exorcists, all my life, and I know different practices for exorcising a spirit. My favorite to use is Michael. I'm very in tune with the angels. I love the angels. And so, threw some salt, called down Michael. There was a bit of a fight, you know? How it goes, a bit of a fight, you know? It might be an understatement, but then I'm like, no, you must go. And I told him he must go. Unfortunately, he's broken his soul into many different pieces, which is part of the problem. So, say no to the goat. But the part that plagued me is gone. The part that has been in my family line affecting the others has been diminished a bit, but everyone has to do their own part. I'm like, obviously. And I found out that the spirit had a lot of control over the people around me. And a lot of the times that I was assaulted, they quite literally decided to possess this person because that person had low enough energy to go through all that. And it explains why everyone's eyes were pretty much the same. And granted, like, I knew who was affected, who wasn't, because of the eyes. And that might sound crazy to some, might not. No arguing. I'm just telling my story. And recently finding all this out, so much pain. I went through a month of being in bed as everything in my body inflamed, letting it all go. There's no way to explain the physical that comes along with exorcising spirits, or in general just having a spirit connected. And I'm just really glad that Spirit lined everything up to dilute their power enough for me to be like, the fudge, we need to deal with this now. And those that support me in sharing my story, let me know. Let me know. If you want to know more about my story, I will definitely be continuing this, because I've been told to speak my truth, and guess who's doing it publicly? Yay! But one thing I know is I gotta listen to Spirit. Spirit Neville's lead me wrong before. Even the bad things that led to bad things, it's not necessarily their fault. But it was a lesson to learn. Something I had to go through, and thank you guys for listening and being part of my story. And some of you know who you are. If you had part of the story that was bad, I forgive you, but I'm also not communicating. I just gotta break those ties, because without change, without accountability, well, repeating an old life. So I'm finally standing up for myself and speaking my truth and sharing. And God willing, I find receptive people. And thank you. I hope you guys, if you have any questions, you can DM me. If you have anything nasty to say, I guess it would get me views and stuff. I don't know how people will be looking at that like that, but I'd prefer you not. Just keep scrolling. Negative vibes, not welcome. Just know that what you're facing, you can get through it. Even how baffling and crazy it sometimes sounds, there's going to be someone that's receptive. There's going to be someone who understands. And I'm going to tell you right now, being a girl who has had to face multiple demons and exorcise demons for other people, they exist. If you're too high up to see them, good for you. Good for you, I guess. May we all get there. And love you guys, and just thanks for sticking around and giving me a follow, like, share, and more courage to speak my truth. Love you guys.